Have you ever felt like fear is the one thing holding you back from taking action? Do you struggle with worrying too much, doubting yourself, or feeling stuck in procrastination and perfectionism? If so, you're not alone. Fear of failure is something that stops countless people from reaching their true potential. But what if you could break free from that cycle? This is a direct, straightforward audiobook summary designed to fit the fear of failure. How to become an action taker. Stop worrying. Overcome Procrastination and Perfectionism by Wilda Hale into a bite-sized format under 15 minutes. I've pulled the most important key takeaways from this book so you can start implementing them into your life right away. If you like this content, make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get started. Fear of failure isn't just an emotion, it's a habit. It's a pattern of thinking that keeps us from making decisions, taking risks, or moving forward. Many of us are trapped in overthinking, replaying worst-case scenarios in our minds. We worry about what people will think if we fail. Or worse, we convince ourselves that we're not capable of succeeding in the first place. But here's the truth. Failure is a part of success, not the opposite of it. Every successful person has faced failure, but what sets them apart is how they respond to it. They don't let it define them. They learn from it and keep going. The book makes it clear that the key to personal growth is understanding that failure is simply a stepping stone on the path to success. When you view failure as feedback rather than defeat, you open yourself up to continuous learning and improvement. One of the biggest reasons people fear failure is because they tie their self-worth to their achievements. If they fail, they see themselves as a failure. But that's not true. The book emphasizes that failing at something doesn't mean you are a failure. It means you're learning. Every failure teaches you something new. Every setback is a lesson that prepares you for future success. Shifting your mindset around failure is one of the first steps to overcoming it. When we start separating our identity from our outcomes, we can approach challenges with a sense of curiosity rather than fear. This shift in perspective allows us to experiment, take risks, and ultimately grow into our full potential. The book tells us that procrastination and perfectionism are two common ways fear of failure shows up in our lives. Many people put things off not because they're lazy, but because they're afraid. Afraid that their work won't be good enough. Afraid that they'll be judged. So they delay and avoid, thinking that if they wait long enough, the fear will go away. But it doesn't. It only gets worse. The only way to break free from procrastination is to take action, even if you're not ready. Small steps forward are better than waiting for the perfect moment, because that moment never comes. The more we put things off, the more intimidating they become in our minds. By taking immediate action, even if it's just a small step, we begin to dismantle the overwhelming fear associated with the task. Perfectionism is another trap that keeps people stuck. We tell ourselves that if something isn't perfect, it's not worth doing. But perfection doesn't exist. The book encourages us to embrace imperfection and focus on progress, not perfection. The most successful people aren't the ones who do things perfectly every time, but the ones who keep improving. They learn as they go, adjust when needed, and keep moving forward despite setbacks. Instead of striving for an unattainable level of perfection, the key is to aim for consistent progress. Perfectionism often leads to inaction because the fear of not doing something flawlessly prevents people from even starting. By embracing a mindset that values progress over perfection, we can free ourselves from this self-imposed limitation. Another important concept in the book is how our inner dialogue affects our confidence. Many of us have an inner critic that constantly tells us we're not good enough, smart enough, or talented enough. This negative self-talk can be incredibly destructive. But the good news is, you can rewire your thoughts. You can challenge that inner voice and replace it with more empowering beliefs. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," try saying, "I'm still learning, and I'll improve with time." Instead of, I'll fail and embarrass myself, shift to, even if I fail, I'll gain valuable experience that will help me succeed in the future. Self-talk plays a major role in shaping our mindset, and by intentionally replacing negative thoughts with positive affirmations, we can shift our perspective from self-doubt to self-empowerment. Taking action is the key to overcoming fear of failure. The book explains that confidence doesn't come before action. It comes as a result of action. The more you step outside your comfort zone, the more confident you become. Every time you push past fear and take a step forward, you prove to yourself that you are capable. It's not about making giant leaps all at once, but about taking consistent small steps. Over time, those small steps add up to big results. Growth comes from repeated action, even when you don't feel ready. The more you practice confronting your fears, the less power they hold over you. One powerful exercise from the book is to reframe failure as feedback. Instead of seeing failure as the end, see it as a stepping stone. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I improve next time? This shifts your mindset from fear to growth. The most successful people aren't afraid of failure. They welcome it because they know it's part of the journey. Failure is simply an indicator that you are stretching beyond your comfort zone, which is necessary for long-term success. Before we wrap up, let's go over the 5 most important takeaways from this book and how you can start implementing them today. First, failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of it. If you've been avoiding failure, change your perspective. See every failure as a lesson and a stepping stone to success. Second, procrastination is a symptom of fear. The next time you catch yourself putting something off, ask yourself what you're really afraid of. Then, take one small step forward instead of waiting for the perfect time. Third, perfectionism is a lie. There's no such thing as perfect. Focus on progress, not perfection, and give yourself permission to be a work in progress. Fourth, rewire your inner dialogue. Pay attention to the negative thoughts holding you back and replace them with empowering ones. Shift from self-doubt to self-belief. Fifth, action builds confidence. You don't have to feel ready to start. Confidence grows the more you take action, so start small and keep moving forward. If you made it to the end of this audiobook summary, it means you're serious about taking action. The full book will be linked in the description if you want to listen to it in full. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. If you're ready to start overcoming fear of failure, comment "Taking Action" below. I'll do my best to like each and every one of your comments. Until next time.